I'm sorry, but your mother-in-law doesn't belong here. What do you mean? Her birthday, it's her special day. I'm not sure how excluding her from the guest list would make it any better. It's supposed to be a surprise party, and why would I invite her to a party where she feel unwelcome? You can't have a surprise party without the element of surprise. If she knows about it, it's not a surprise. That's true. But if we invite her, then it won't be a surprise. So let's just cancel the party. No, I don't want to do that. I think it would be best if we focus on making her feel special today. I appreciate that, Anna. Really. We'll talk later. All right, as I entered the bustling restaurant in the heart of Rome, my senses were immediately awakened. The aroma of freshly brewed espresso mingled with the sweet scent of cannoli filling the air, creating a symphony of fragrances that instantly put me in a celebratory mood. Laughter echoed around me as I made my way to the reserved table, my eyes scanning the faces of the familiar faces of my husband's family. My gaze fell upon my mother-in-law, her eyes sparkling with excitement as she surveyed the elegantly set table adorned with a beautiful centerpiece. A warm smile touched my lips. This was her special day. My husband, Shane, approached me, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Oops, guess we miscounted, he said with a chuckle, gesturing towards the empty chair beside him. The family erupted into laughter, but my smile remained unchanged. I followed my husband's gaze to the empty chair, my blood beginning to boil. Seems I'm not family, I said quietly, my voice betraying none of the turmoil within. Without another word, I turned and walked out of the restaurant. As I stepped out onto the street, I took a deep breath, trying to calm the fury that threatened to consume me. It was then I realized that I was not merely angry. I was humiliated. To be so brazenly excluded, not just from a seat, but from the celebration itself, it stung. But amidst the turmoil, a sense of determination began to stir within me. They had underestimated me. They thought I would crumble, that I would beg to be let back in. They were wrong. Grasping my phone, I opened the event management app that I had spent years perfecting. With a sense of urgency, I made quick work of canceling the venue, the catering, everything. My movements were precise, efficient, years of experience kicking in as I swiftly executed my plan. Within minutes, the once vibrant and joyous event page was reduced to a confirmation of cancellation. Exactly 30 minutes after I had stormed out of the restaurant, I received the first panicked call. It was Sean, his voice tight with concern. Where am I? What's going on? He asked that I cut him off. Didn't you just laugh 30 minutes ago when you told me I was part of the family? I asked, my voice betraying none of the pain I was feeling. There was a long silence. Then I heard a choked sob. Where are you, Anna? What did I do? His voice cracked with desperation. That was when the smile crept onto my face. The smile of triumph. By the time the full realization of what I had done had dawned on them, I was already gone. I hailed a cab and headed to the hotel where my husband and his family were staying. As the cab pulled up, I saw them standing on the sidewalk, their faces ashen and etched with worry. They had received the cancellations, the venues, the caterers, all of it. And now they were staring at me, their expressions a mixture of shock and dawning horror. I stepped out of the cab and met their gaze. Seems I'm not family, I said, my voice steady despite the earthquake happening inside my chest. Those words, they hung in the air of that exclusive Roman restaurant as 12 pairs of eyes stared back at me. Their expressions ranged from shock to poorly concealed satisfaction. My husband, Sean's, light chuckle as he'd said, "Oops, I guess we miscounted," still echoed in my ears. As I turned and walked away from the table where there was no chair for me, the humiliation burned through my veins. But not a single tear fell. Instead, I felt an eerie calm take over. As I looked back, I saw the fear in their eyes, the realization of what they had done. They had pushed me too far. But it wasn't their fault entirely. I had brought this on myself. Years of enduring their snubs and barbs, of being the outsider in my own husband's family had finally reached a boiling point. This wasn't just about a canceled dinner. It was about recognizing my worth, standing up for myself, showing them that I too had value. In that moment, I knew I had made the right decision. It didn't matter that I was leaving Rome empty-handed. I was leaving with my dignity intact. I may have lost a battle, but I had won the war. And as I walked away from the hotel, I realized that some goodbyes are the beginnings of a beautiful new chapter.